Hello everyone and welcome back. It's Jason again. So we're going to watch part 2 of Steven's video here. So if you haven't seen part 1 yet, make sure to click on the link in the description, or if you're on the Udemy course, go ahead and click back in the course. So part 1, Steven introduced test-driven development and also showed us some code. So in this video, we're going to watch the rest of what Steven has to say, and then we're going to try out some of his code ourselves. So let's go ahead and switch scenes here. And here we go.
Finally, suppose I downloaded a completely random image from the internet. What would I need to change in my code to get that to work?
So Steven, right off the bat, asked us what would he need to change in his code to get a random image off the internet to work. And we can see the change here. Right now we have a couple of things. Steven's also changing the file name just so it goes out to a different file, but you could also overwrite the same file. But the key difference here is troll.png. Notice it's in quotes now. This is because it's now going to look at a downloaded file from your folder wherever this program is running. It's going to look for troll.png and then it's going to place it in the video. These other ones here, these are just provided examples from Steven's repo. So these are kind of hard-coded from the library.
And what kind of video will it produce? Hi, this is a video made by but I'll be speaking on their behalf. Long story short, wants you to join a Facebook group, which you can find here or here.
So there's the image downloaded from the internet. I'll show that later in this video.
Why? To bring people in the area together to ask one simple question. What can we do to help? Test-driven development requires thinking about the process of coding backwards. Expert coders do it routinely. Novice coders usually struggle with it. When should the average student of coding be taught to think backwards from the value they will produce in the future to the code they are writing right now? Look, to be honest, I think it's a basic part of writing education.
So I agree with Steven. My background's in engineering, computer engineering, and we work backwards all the time. There's also a term called reverse engineering. You take a thing and you break it down from the end result, and you break it down till you get to the beginning or the original source. Or you can recreate what's close enough to the original source, right? So that's reverse engineering. Test-driven development is a lot like that. It's just with more focus on the testing part of it. All right, let's go ahead and see the rest of this.
It doesn't matter if you're writing a novel or a script for a video or a play or a love poem or a piece of software or a function inside of a piece of software. No matter what you're writing, it's probably worth writing down at least a sentence about why you're doing it and what value it will have after it's written. Write down why you're writing it. It's just one sentence. I think you should always write that part first. And if you can write that part with code, even better.
The art of writing what will happen and why before you write the code that does it. Sorry, my face is blocking it. So that's basically Steven's summary of what test-driven development is, right? Writing what will happen. And remember, writing is the broad definition of writing. We've talked about in previous episode, writing words out, drawing pictures, writing the code. But the idea is thinking about what will happen and why before you actually write the code. And that's always a good thing to do. So we're going to actually try some of the Steven's code here. So I do have it set up on my computer, but I'll mention some of the steps that you might need to get it set up on yours. So let's go ahead and open this. I'm going to go to, there we go. So this is Steven's Meta Viral Videos repo. It is a Racket package, and there is a README file that shows how to get this to work. Now I know Steven, he works on a Linux machine. I'm on Windows. So there's some more research that you need to do to get some of these working in the command line. The Windows command line, there's a command prompt, but if you're on Windows, I recommend PowerShell. It's a lot more powerful, and it mirrors a lot of the Linux commands like ls for listing directories and and things like that. So it says to install it, we need Racket, yeah, and we need to be able to run Racket and Reiko. So here's how you would test that. Let me open up PowerShell. Now I installed Racket, and what's nice about the Racket installation on Windows, it already sets up the command line stuff. So I can run Racket. I have an interpreter, or a console, you can call it that. So this is kind of like a Racket command line within my Windows command line, but I can do let's see, 2 plus 2, and it provides 4. Or I can do a display line hello world, and it displays hello world. And I can do Control C and exit that. So I can run Racket. I can run Reiko. I'm not giving it any parameters, so just give me like the usage. But that does mean it is set up to run in the command line. Steven says we need Racket and Reiko, but we also need FFmpeg. That's something to render videos. It's a video codec. It renders videos, and it's I think Steven uses FFmpeg. There's something missing here, so I can run FFmpeg. The other thing that Steven's code needs, because I've ran it before, is ffprobe, which comes with FFmpeg if you install that. I know Shotcut also comes with FFmpeg, but it does not come with ffprobe. The probe is going to be used to get the duration length of video files. So I have ffmpeg. It runs. If it didn't exist, it would say, you know, no command found or something like that. So Reiko package install. So I've already run that. I've installed the packages. It's all set up in Dr. Racket. And then it says use a text editor of your choice, Dr. Racket, which I will be using. Write some code that creates videos. Here's a hello world program. All right, so I'm going to copy this code here. Open a new window here. Close this. Great, I have Dr. Racket open, ready to run some code. And so I'm going to highlight all this and paste Steven's code. I don't want to run this right away. There's some extra instructions here. Steven says, put that in a file called helloworld.rkt and then run Racket hello world. And then it will produce out/mvv.mlt. So I don't want this to just produce files in some temporary folders. So I'm going to save this into a folder that I set up called metaviral video test. I can just save over that because I already know that it's blank. It's fine. Great. So now I can run this. So you can run this from command line by running Racket and then running it, but I ran it here because it was already open. This is the file that I ran, and then it created this output here, MVV. Let me go ahead and delete these again, just so that we can show this. So I'll go ahead and hit run again. And there's the file that it created. Now that's a Shotcut file. I can open it with Shotcut. Steven, you know, he's in command line, so he just runs it with command. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it the command line way. So I need to go to my downloads folder and metaviral video test. And there's a folder called out, and I'm going to run melt. Now this is a 1080p video, so I've done this once where it kind of crashed if I had too many windows open, but I think it should be fine now. I kind of closed a lot of the videos, so instead of opening Shotcut and then opening the MLT and then hitting play, this will just do the rendering of the video just from command line without having to open up Shotcut. So let's see how that looks.
Hi, this is a video made by, but I'll be speaking on their behalf. Long story short, wants you to join a Facebook group, which you can find here or here. Why? To bring people in the area together to ask one simple question. What can we do to help?
And you could see it slow down a little bit there when it was rendering some of the words. And that's because this is rendering the text on the screen in real time. So it kind of needs a powerful computer to do that. Now I could open it up in Shotcut and then do it that way, and it seems to be a little better, but this is kind of more convenient. And it does this, it kind of hangs at the end because it's waiting for more commands. So remember, the video is run from the command line, so I need to also stop it from the command line. So I'll go ahead and hit Q. There we go. And awesome. Steven has some more instructions here of how to proceed. So after you get hello world running, next steps would be to replace things like cat event 3. And so you can see they're in quotes now because these are referencing files in your folder. And this one's a QR code you generated. Well, that shouldn't be a .mp4. That should be a PNG because the QR code's not a video. Maybe I'll have Steven fix that. But let's try some of that. Let's try some of these changes. I actually already have a couple of files already ready to go. So let me go ahead and rearrange my windows here. MVV, sorry. Let's make it MVV2. Might as well save these as new files. Actually, let's go ahead and just change the world. Instead of hello world, I'm going to say you rock. Just some words of encouragement, right? Just to see this change, I'm going to hit run. All right, and this is called MVV2.
Wants you to join a Facebook group, which you can find here or here. Why?
There's my text.
To bring people in the...
All right, that's just to show that our pipeline works. I can make changes, I can produce a video file, and I can see the results. So let's make some other changes. So we want to leave the base alone. That's Steven talking, but these we can all change. So I've got a couple files already ready. So let's do meme1.mp4. I just took some quick videos off the internet, and they don't actually have sound in them, so but they will be animated. And let's go ahead and change that to I know, all the things.png, and I will write watch all the things, and let's go ahead and run that, and let's see what we got.
Hi, this is a video made by, but I'll be speaking on their behalf. Long story short, wants you to join a Facebook group, which you can find here or here. Why? To bring people in the area together to ask one simple question. What can we do to help?
All right, hey, so we've changed just about everything except the base. I have a couple other things, and just to show you how what the folder looks like. So here's the folder, and this is important too. My hello world file is in the same directory as all the images and video files that I want. So I have meme 1, 2, and 3, and then there's some extra files in here, and my PNGs. What's important is that you spell the file names exactly the way they are. It is case sensitive. Most coding is case sensitive. So let's try some other ones here. We have let's do meme 3 and 2, and let's do cat.png, and let's write meow. Cool, let's save that, run that. Now I could change the file name just to have different files, but this way I can just repeat the command, and let's see what this looks like.
Hi, this is a video made by, but I'll be speaking on their behalf. Long story short, wants you to join a Facebook group, which you can find here or here. Why?
Uh-oh.
To bring people in
Invalid.
the area together to ask one simple question.
Hey, I have a bug. It's okay, we can fix that bug in this video here. And I wrote cat.png, and I just remembered that that's not a PNG, that is a JPEG. It's just a compressed version of an image. So I just wrote that wrong. I like that it said invalid. At least it lets me know. Cool. Run that again. Here we go.
Hi, this is a video made by, but I'll be speaking on their behalf. Long story short, wants you to join a Facebook group, which you can find here or here. Why?
Okay,
to bring people in the area together to ask one simple question. What can we do to help?
All right. So those are my examples. And You can find information on in the README from Steven's GitHub repo. And I showed you how I can modify it. I got it working on my computer on the Windows machine. If you have a different operating system like a Mac or a Linux machine, some of the steps might be different. So that's going to be it for this video. I suggest you have some fun if you want to try out this MetaViral video creator. If you actually want to use it to create a video for your community, even better. For everyone watching this on the Udemy course, there will be some assignments for you below. For everyone else, thanks for watching. I will see you on the next video.